Hello friends, Tony here. Now let's work with arrays in this video. An array is a special type of data type which can store multiple values of a different data type sequentially using a special syntax. And TypeScript supports arrays similar to JavaScript, and there are two ways to declare an array. So using square brackets, and we can say, for example, let, and I'm going to use, we can say array here without declaring that. So if I say like this, and if I hover it, as you can see, the TypeScript infers that the array variable is a type array of numbers. Of course, now let's say let names, I'm going to say, so we can say type of array of strings, and here we have an array of strings. Okay, so now this is using a square brackets. Now the method 2 is using a generic array type. So we can say let names should be an array of strings. Okay, and both methods produce the same output. Now arrays can contain elements of any data type, so numbers, strings, or even objects, because right now we have only strings here or only numbers here, but we can say, if I say here, let names 3, and I'm going to assign that with an array of strings, but also I'm going to add numbers, so 1 and 2. Now, if I hover over this variable, the TypeScript infers that this is an array of string and numbers. So this array contains string and numbers. Of course, now let's copy and paste down there. Let's change this number, the names 4, and here also I'm going to add a boolean type. So I'm going to say, for example, false and true as well. If I hover it, you can see now the TypeScript infers that we have an array which contains string, number, and boolean. And as I told you, also we can add objects. So let's say add an object with a name A, and if I hover it, now we have here TypeScript infers that this is an array which contains string, number, boolean, and also an object with a name which is a type of string. Okay, so we have an array, and in parentheses we have pipe number, pipe boolean, pipe the object, which is this one. So this means we can say here let, and now I'm going to say names 5, and here I'm going to declare that the names 5 variable is an array of, for example, string and numbers. So let's add also number here, and let's close that. Also using the generic array type, we can say let names 6 to be a type of array, and here we pass string, pipe, and number. And why we have this error here? Yeah. Okay, and now let's see how we can access the elements on the array. So the array element can be accessed using the index of an element. So for example, here we have this names 6, and we can use the index of the element. For example, we have here A, and the index start from 0, and to access this in the names 6, we can say with console log this, console log names 6 A, I'm going to say. Okay, and here I'm going to say names 6. In the array, I pass here the index 0, which is this one. Now, if I save this and let's open the browser, you can see the names 6A. So I'm going to say like this. And now, yeah, names 6A, A. Of course, now, as I told you, it's going to start from the index. So we can say start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I type 6, it's going to be equal with 2. So 2, and here the index 6, save, come here. Now we have 2 here. Also, arrays can be declared and initialized separately. So for example, we can say here, I'm going to remove this. And I'm going to say let names 7, but I'm going to remove this. I'm going just to declare that this is an array which contains string and number, but I prefer to use square brackets. So let me just change that to be an array of strings using this one. And now the names 7 variable is a type of arrays of strings, and we can say down there, so names 7 to be equal, and here I'm going to add an array of strings. So for example, Tony, Steve, and John. Now I'm going to show you TypeScript array methods. Here I have a list. So we have a pop method which removes the last element of the array and return that element. And you can read all of them, so you can pause the video and read, because I'm not going to show you the examples for all of them, but I'm going to show only for the first one. So let me, I'm going to pause for 5 seconds here, so you can pause the video and read all of them and also create examples of them. Now I'm going to create an example for the first one. So pop method, which removes the last element of the array and return that element. So for example, we have this names 7 array, and here is an array of strings. We have Tony, Steve, and John. And if we call this pop method on this array, which as we have here removes the last element of the array and return that element, this means it's going to remove the John and is going to return that. So let's say console log, and I'm going to say just name 7 dot and the name of the method, which is pop. Okay, and also I'm going to say log names 7 after we removed the John. Okay, so here is going to remove John and return it. And here we are going to have the array of names 7. Now let's save and let's see here. As you can see, we have John. Okay, so removes John and returns it. And then we have the names 7 array with only Tony and Steve, because the John is removed right here. Okay, so here now we have Tony and Steve, and the length is 2. Okay friends, that's it all about this video. I hope you enjoy, and if you like such videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, share with your friends, and see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much.